Today, we're going to dive into some fascinating new research that connects our sleep habits, when we go to bed and when we wake up, to our long-term health. And it all really boils down to one simple question.
So what about you? Are you a person who really hits their stride when the sun goes down, feeling most creative and productive late at night? Or are you someone who bounces out of bed at dawn, ready to tackle the day? Go ahead and think about it for a second, because it turns out your answer might matter a whole lot more than you realize.
Yeah, you heard that right. Some brand new research has found a really surprising connection between our natural sleep patterns and our health. It's suggesting that one of these lifestyles could actually come with a higher risk for some pretty serious health problems. So let's break down what the science is telling us.
Okay, so first things first, we need to get really clear about who exactly this research is talking about. It's focused on a specific type of person, a specific chronotype, which is just a fancy way of saying a natural tendency for a certain sleep schedule. You might even be one. So let's define what a night owl really is.
The term is night owl, and I'm sure you've heard it. It's borrowed from the bird, the one that's most active after dark. When we talk about people, it describes someone who just feels more alive, more switched on, and more productive in the late evening and well into the night.
And of course, on the complete other side of the spectrum, you've got the early bird. You know the old saying, the early bird catches the worm? Well, these are your morning people, the ones who are up and at 'em at the crack of dawn. So two very, very different ways of approaching a 24-hour day.
All right, so now that we're all on the same page about what a night owl is, let's get to the real heart of this new research. What is this potential health risk we're talking about? Well, it all has to do with something called chronic disease.
Now, the word chronic is absolutely key here. It doesn't necessarily mean it's super severe. It means it's persistent. It hangs around. Think about something like chronic back pain. It's a problem that just lasts a really, really long time. It's a long-term battle, not a short-term thing.
And just to make it crystal clear, the medical opposite of chronic is acute. So an acute injury is something that happens, you treat it, and then it heals in a relatively short amount of time. Chronic is the stuff that sticks around for the long haul.
Okay, so here it is. This is the crucial finding from the research. It seems that night owls may face a higher risk of developing these long-lasting or chronic diseases. And the study specifically points its finger at two huge ones, heart disease and type 2 diabetes.
So the big question is, why? What's the connection? What's actually going on in our bodies? Well, the studies suggest it all comes down to our metabolism. It looks like the bodies of early birds are just more efficient at using fat for energy all day long. Night owls, on the other hand, might tend to rely more on carbs. And what that means is they could be burning less fat, which could lead to it building up over time. And that's what increases the risk for these conditions.
So we have our night owl, and we have the risk of chronic disease. Now we just need one more piece of the puzzle, the little phrase that connects the two when we're talking about risk.
And that phrase is prone to. If you are prone to something, it just means you have a tendency towards it or you're more likely to be affected by it. And what's really important is that it's almost always used to talk about something negative.
We use this idea all the time, right? Certain lifestyles or jobs carry risks. Smokers are prone to lung disease. Pro athletes are prone to injuries. It can even describe personality traits. And of course, we all have that clumsy friend who we call accident prone. It's the same idea.
Okay, let's put all of these pieces together now. We've got the type of person, we've got the potential health problem, and we've got the science behind it. So, what's the big takeaway? What does this all mean for you?
So let's do a super quick review. We've got the night owl, the person who's active late. We have the chronic condition, that long-lasting illness. And then we have being prone to it, meaning you're more likely to get it. Now, let's put it all into one big sentence. When you connect all the dots, this is what you get. This is the central conclusion of the research. People who are night owls may be more prone to chronic illnesses, specifically things like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And this really matters because it shows a potential link between your body's natural clock and your health for years to come. So we're going to leave you with this final thought. If you are a night owl, does hearing about this potential metabolic risk, does it change how you think about your habits at all? It's a pretty fascinating question, right? How do we balance our natural tendencies with our long-term health? Something to think about.